Hi, everyone. I'm so glad to share a few minutes with you to encourage you. I have a question for you. Where is God? Where do you think he is? Go ahead, think about it. Take a second. You can write a comment in the section if you want, but where is God? Have you ever gone to a river and floated the river? Okay, this was a new concept for me, like one of these floats. I grew up on the East Coast, and we didn't really have a lot of rivers that we floated. But I married a man who grew up in the mountains, and every summer they would float the river. And when we were dating, he said, I want to take you to go float the river. I had no idea what he was even talking about. We show up, his parents drop us off at the top of the riverbed, and we had a blow-up mattress. I'm not kidding you. And I had one of these, okay? So my husband, well, my boyfriend at the time, now my husband, he got on this blow-up mattress and gets on the river, I'm like, wait, what are we doing? Where are we going? And I'm in this little inner tube. What is happening? And I'm maybe a little bit of a control freak, so I wanted to know, how fast are we going to go? Where's it going to drop us off? Do I literally just sit and float in this tube? Yes, that is exactly what we did. We sat in that little tube, my husband in a blow-up mattress, and we floated down the river. And for 2 hours, can I tell you, it was amazing. I wish that I had been floating down rivers my whole life. And what was the point of this? Well, we got in and the current took us where it was going to take us. And it was a beautiful day. And we sat out in the sun and we chatted and we laughed. And there was other people floating down the river. And it was a wonderful time. And I got thinking about this a few months ago, because I sort of felt like that girl who was floating down the river all those years ago in our current culture. And I was like, God, I just feel like I'm swept up in what's happening all around me. I feel like I have no control. I'm just in this inner tube, and I'm going where the current tells me to go. And I had a moment where the Lord said to me, Grace, all you need to do is stand up. Because actually that river, that current that you feel so strongly is very, very shallow. And it feels deep and it feels swift, but really if you just stop and stand, you'll be able to stand against, and you'll be able to walk upstream and live a different kind of life than culture's telling you to live, and live a different rhythm than you're feeling so forced to live in. And that was a moment for me where I said, oh my goodness, I just need to stand. I just need to stand. And when I asked that question, where is God? This is so pivotal for us to know how to stand, where to stand, when to stand, is that God is with us always. So even when you feel like the current of this culture is so swift and it's just, you don't have enough time to tell your kids the right thing. You don't have enough time to take a pause and take a break and get alone with him. Know that he is with you wherever you go, wherever you are. That he is with you. And this is why this is so important. Let's look at Psalm 139 really quick, where it says, Psalm 139:7, where shall I go from your spirit? Or where shall I flee from your presence? If I ascend to heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in hell, you are there. We can't escape him. He is with us always. Let's jump over to verse 13. For you formed my inward parts, and you knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works. My soul knows it very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was being made in the secret. You wove me together in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed substance, and in your book were written, every one of them. Every one of my days was written before I was formed. God is with us. And he's writing our story, and he doesn't want us to just get caught up and swept up with the current of today. He wants us to stand and follow after him. Would we be a people that take a moment and say, wait a second, where am I being swept up? Where am I being caught up where I just need to simply stand firm? And Ephesians 6 tells us that how do we stand and how do we defeat the enemy? I can find it. Ephesians 6 says, put on the full armor of God and stand. That's my encouragement to you today, is take a moment, take a breath, and say, okay, I feel like I'm being swept up. I feel like the current of life is moving me so quickly. And God would say to you, just stand. Put on the full armor of God and stand, and know that I am with you, that I'm not leaving you. Where can you hide from me? You can't. turn to Jesus in this moment and put your trust and your hope and your faith in him. Why don't you let me know how you're going to do that? Put a little message in the chat or in the comment section. We want to know, how can we be praying for you this week? How can we support you? How can we help you stand in this season of time? Bless you.